ladies and gentlemen, Daryl Smith!
Live alone. Earlier I spent 5 minutes trying to scrub away a particularly stubborn stain in my kitchen. It was my shadow. The hardest thing about living alone is that in times of crisis, there's no one there to help you. Like the other day, a wasp flew into my living room, and I didn't know the protocol. So I just shut myself in my bedroom, hoping it would leave. It hasn't. And now I've come to accept that half my flat is now owned by an insect. The other day I went to get some ciders from the local shop, and the shopkeeper said to me, "Oh, isn't this the perfect day to drink ciders in the sun with your friends?" I said, "Yep, with all of them." And then I went back to my flat and drank those ciders next to a window with the wasp. Living alone, I think, has given me OCD, because my fear is that if anyone was to come to my flat and saw that it was messy, they would know that that mess had been created by me. Not that anyone's been round recently, or ever, but it is very clean. The only living thing that knows that I have 2 different Pokemon posters is the wasp. And he hates them. He says that the Pokemon Beedrill is offensive. His reasoning is that Beedrill takes a lot of its design cues from wasps, so it should be called Wasp Drill. If you don't know what Pokemon is, you will struggle. What I've started doing, I've got to a point with my cleaning where I'm now cleaning my vacuum cleaner. And I'm considering getting a smaller vacuum cleaner to clean my vacuum cleaner, and then get a smaller vacuum cleaner to clean the vacuum cleaner cleaner, and then keep doing this until I have a tiny little vacuum cleaner so that the wasp can finally start pulling his weight. So there's a lot of horrible things going on in the world at the moment. I hate it when food that's dry gets wet. I'm not sure what's keeping you up at night, but have you ever seen a baby eating a what's-it? Can't do it. Can't do it. They have such weirdly small hands that they have to grasp it with their fist, and they don't have any teeth, so they have to mush it into their face and then absorb the paste. If you scaled it up to a human, it would be like you trying to eat a whole baguette with no teeth. But I think that I could help babies. See, my mum collects teeth. Her own children's teeth. But for years, she's under her bed is a box of mine and my sister's teeth, mixed. And I feel like those teeth are being wasted there. So my idea is that we stop wasting our teeth and we make baby dentures. That way babies can finally enjoy what's-its the way that they're meant to. It will make an endurance task out of breastfeeding. My pupils are genetically twice the size of a normal person's. This was recently discovered by an optician who measured my pupils and said to me, "Mr. Smith, of all my years as an optician, I've never seen such massive pupils. Are you on drugs?" I said, "No, I've never taken drugs. But if I was to take drugs, would I really go to an optician's? I've never taken a zoot on a doobie. I've never dropped a cocaine. I've never crystalled any meth. But my dad, he's in his teenage years, he took a lot of drugs. He's very different from me. He's a proper working class, shaven-headed builder bloke, covered in tattoos, whereas the other day, I cut my finger spiralizing a courgette. No one told him he was going to have middle-class children. He's absolutely desperate for me to have my first tattoo, and he's like, Daryl, I will pay for your first tattoo. But I don't think he realizes how expensive it's going to be to get all 802 Pokemon. Especially when you consider alternative forms. He really wanted to make me into a lad when I was younger, so he used to make me go to football training, and I absolutely hated it for the first few times, until I realised that there was loads of fellow nerds being dragged to football training, and we all just congregated in one corner trading Pokemon cards. In my football career, the closest I ever got to a red card was convincing a goalie that my Pidgeot and shiny Machamp was worth his Charizard. I know their niche. Know their niche. That's fortunately the last Pokemon joke. You have any idea what Pokemon is?
Yes.
Good.
And kids collected the cards.
They did indeed.
Absolutely.
Not just kids. Not just kids. Anyone want to do some trading later? Please do. Still need that Charizard. So I moved to Bristol about a year and a half ago, and I knew nothing about Bristol when I moved here, which is why I moved to Lawrence Hill. Which for the uninitiated, it is apparently an up-and-coming area, or a don't come up here area. I live directly above a Hell's Angels pub, and I've never been in it, but I think they're trying to lure me in. The other day appeared in the window a sign that said free books. Wasn't there before I moved in. Like, sometimes I get woken up in the middle of the night by the sounds of heavy machinery, and it's odd because I've never woken up at 3 in the morning and thought, it's about time I angle grind a chassis. I mean, first I would need to watch a YouTube tutorial on going outside. I've actually stopped being afraid of the Hells Angels after one of them drove past me on what I believe they call their hog, wearing what I believe they call their jacket. And on the back of that jacket was a huge Hells Angels patch. I realised in that moment, however mean and scary a Hells Angel may be, every single one of those bikers knows how to sew. Stops them being scary. That's about it for me. You've been really lovely. You've got such an amazing night of comedy ahead of you. So yeah, thank you. Do you know, I'm now going to go home and cook some dinner for the wasp. I suggested honey, and he got pretty pissed off. Thank you very much. Hey!